Okay, welcome back to Interpreting Intellect. Today we're going to be going over the three explorers in general, and it'll be pretty quick. A lot of this, especially for Zhang He, I may not know how to pronounce, so excuse me on that, and let us begin, I guess. Okay. So first up, like I said, I might not be able to pronounce a lot of things, but we have Zhang He. Okay, so he was born from around 1371 to 1433. Okay. Oh, and he is Asian, by the way. I think Chinese specifically, but don't take me on that. I don't know if that will matter. He's an Asian explorer in general. Okay. His name is Maha. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, like I said, but as long as you can spell it, you won't be vocalizing this on the test. Okay. He was born in Yunnan, maybe. Okay, I don't know how to say that. Okay. And so in the 1400s, trade becomes popular. So maybe you could say that he sparked, after his exploration of the world, there was an increase in trade because of Zheng He. Okay, that is one thing you could say. It's kind of random. Okay, so let's start with him now. So, you know, people attack his village, and then he's castrated, and then made a servant of the emperor's fourth son, Zhu Di. I don't know how to pronounce that, like I said. He became the director of the palace servants and and he changed his name. Okay, so Zhu Di changed name to Yonggul uh, when he was the emperor. That was the person he was serving, the emperor's fourth son. Okay, so he wanted to control the Indian Ocean trade. So China wants to interfere with the Indian Ocean uh, trade. Um, so we'll see how that works out. Zheng He supervised the construction of 3,500 ships. That's how they are going to go to the Indian Ocean. Okay, um, and then he becomes the commander of the fleet, which is a pretty good position at this time. He had a huge ship carrying a variety of things, specifically for trading, I guess. And so when he went to the Indian Ocean. He went to Calcutta, India, and back. So that was one of his trips. Now he had multiple trips, so keep that in mind. He would use military force against those who didn't respect them. Um, the Asians, especially the Chinese, always thought of themselves as very superior to everyone else. Okay, so keep that in mind. And they encountered pirates a lot, but they were very uh, militaristic, and so they were able to defend them off. Especially with 3,500 ships. I mean, that's a lot of cannons and people on the ships maintaining them. So, I don't know why pirates would attack them. I mean, that would be a lot of loot, but, yeah. Okay, and then 1424 is Yongo's death, which is his the emperor's first son, but he changed his name to Yongo. He died. So, but after that, five more voyages occurred. But on the seventh voyage, that was his final voyage, in 1431 to 1433. 1433, that's when he died. And they stopped exploration because of the Chinese were practicing isolationism after this. Okay. Now we have Ibn. Sorry if I cannot pronounce this. Ibn Battuta, maybe. I'm not sure. He was born in Tanger, and he lived from 1304 to 1369. Um, Islam was prominent when he was born. So his family was made up of scholars, and so he received an education, which was very rare for this time. Okay, so he wanted to travel for two reasons: find a better education and learn from those people and make a trip to Mecca. Okay, so he's religious, but he's also uh, scholarly. Okay, so he set out on his journey alone at the age of 21. Okay, and that was in 1325. But then he came to a town and he gathered some people, and so he led a party of pilgrims to Mecca. He entered Mecca in 1326 and he stayed a month, but after that he went to Baghdad instead of home. He married multiple women, okay, and then he met many famous people. He became a foreign representative, and then he was stranded when his ship sailed away to escape a storm. So that's mostly what we need to know for him. Okay, what else do we have? He made his way to China because his ship was seized, the one that had escaped from the storm. And now he was pleased by the China due to their religious difference. Oh wait, no, he was not pleased by China due to religious difference. Okay, forgive me. So he didn't like China that much. But then he came home in 1349, and the Black Death had killed his mother. He stayed a few days before visiting North Africa and West Africa and then to Spain. But he returned from there in 1354 to Fez, Morocco, and here people recorded his journey. So he traveled quite a bit. Not as much as Zheng He, but you just need to know a little bit about him. Okay, now we have Marco Polo. He's probably the most common amongst people who know him. So he was born in Venice, which is in Italy, but we'll see. In 1254 to 1324, Venice is a place of trade. His father went on a 16-year trade to the Mongol Empire, and he had learned many languages. But when he came back, his wife was dead, and his 15-year-old son, who he didn't know existed, was living on his own. In 1271, they began a new trip, and they took the 17-year-old son with them. They brought documents from the Pope, holy oil, to the Mongol Empire. And it took them 3.5 years to get to the Mongol Empire. Okay, so then his son, Marco Polo, became a Mongol representative. He was allowed back if they escort a princess, and they were to travel by ship. And they finally returned in 1295, away for 24 years. And soon Venice was at war with Genoa, and they were captured and put in prison. And then they were told stories, and one person recorded it in French. The Travels of Marco Polo. Okay, he told them there. And then in 1299 there was peace, and so they were released. They married and they traded. And then they were buried at the church of that place, San Lorenzo. But the tomb has vanished. Marco Polo. That is pretty much it. I didn't really go into much detail, just a little biography about them. If you want to read more, you should probably go to, something like Khan Academy, because I was just reviewing this as a test. Thank you.